Hello, how are you today? I am Jennifer Kirk. I'm an independent Stamping Up demonstrator from Guelph, Ontario, Canada. And this video is my first of the Night Angels Global Video Hop. So I'm really happy to be a part of this. There's demonstrators from across the world that are getting together, and we're doing videos for you guys. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you watch all of our videos and make sure that you leave comments. So today's video will be going live on the 20th of September 2023, and the theme is the Mini Catalogue. So I have been having so much fun with the All About Autumn suite. Now there's a lot of items in that suite that are not available right now. They're coming back, but they are right now not available. So what do you do when you can't get your hands on gorgeous like DSP? The DSP is amazing. You make your own. So I'm going to show you how to make your own DSP using the All About Autumn, Autumn Leaves stamp set. It's the All About Autumn suite with the Autumn Leaf stamp set. So we're going to do a couple of techniques. We're going to use some heat embossing, and we're going to use some chalk, and I hope you guys enjoy. So I'm going to turn you around, and we'll get stamping. Take care. All right, so we flipped you around. Hopefully I can figure out how to edit this. It'll be fun. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we have a piece of Very Vanilla here. It is 3 3/4 by 5, and we're gonna get out our blending brushes, and the colors that I'm going to use, I'm just pulling them all out here. Okay, we're gonna use Crushed Curry, Pumpkin Pie, Cajun Craze, and Cherry Cobbler. Okay, so I'm showing you a technique called Joseph's Jacket, I think. So all I'm gonna do is I'm starting with Daffodil Delight. I'm just gonna put some ink on my blending brush, and I'm just gonna bring it in. It doesn't matter if I get chunks, okay, or big blobs. Most of this is gonna be hidden. Okay, so I'm just gonna really quickly just kind of throw some color on. I will close this up, and I will grab my pumpkin pie. Okay, so we're just randomly adding color. So whatever you want to do, just keep adding till you're happy with it. Okay, now I'm going to try my Cajun Craze. Okay. I have blending brushes for each of the kind of main different colors, so I don't have to really clean them off between. So if you didn't have a whole bunch of blending brushes, then all you would do is just go like this until the color comes off. Okay, and it doesn't take that long. But okay, and then the last one is our Cherry Cobbler. Okay, you do want to have scratch paper underneath here. Once we get over this messy part, I'll turn it around. Okay, so I'm good with that. So I'm going to move these all out of the way, because there's lots of stuff to do on this one. Okay, so then what we're gonna do, I want stems on my leaf. Let me show you the card we're gonna make. Actually, I haven't even done that. So we're gonna make this card. So right now we're making this background here, okay? And I wanted to be able to see the stems, and it's really hard to match up Versamark to be able to see it. So I decided that I was going to stamp first in copper clay with the stem, okay? So I'm just going to randomly put some leaves on here. Okay. Just like that. And then I'm going to close the copper clay. For those of you that have never stamped with me, if I don't close ink pads, I often, my project or my fingers actually end up in them. So now I'm just going to give this a clean. Okay, and then we are going to get our Versamark out, and we are going to get our clear embossing powder. Okay, so I have my little embossing tools here with my, okay, so we have this with our clear embossing powder, and we are going to, as close as we can, we're going to put Versamark on top of these stems, and then we're going to stamp the leaf in Versamark. Okay, and before I do that, good thing I was remembering, we bring in our embossing buddy, let the ink dry a little bit, and then we're just going to run it over the whole thing. So we just want to make sure that we're not going to have stuff sticking on it. Okay, so Versamark, we're going to just try and line these up as close as we can. It doesn't have to be perfect. It'd be a lot easier if I didn't have the camera right over my head, but let's just try that. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing here. Am I close? I hope I'm close. I think I'm quite a bit off on that one. We'll see once we, we'll be able to see once we emboss. Because you can't really see the Versamark very well on here. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect either. This is a really forgiving technique. All right, so we've done that. And now we're going to bring in our maple leaf, and we're going to line that up. Okay, stick it down. Line it up here. You want to be careful not to put your fingers where you've already put Versamark down, because you don't want to be doing your fingerprint on your card. Unless you do. If you do, then put your finger in it. If you don't put your finger there. Okay. And just like that. All right. So you guys ready? You won't be able to see this actually until we go to the next step. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this here. You guys are going to have to bear with me while I heat set this. But we're just going to stick our clear embossing powder everywhere. Okay, cover up. Okay, we're just gonna grab this. You can see here that I don't have it all the way to the end, but that's okay. We're just gonna pour it back like that. And do I see any areas that I haven't covered? There. There. Okay, looks pretty good. So all I'm going to do is flip it over and just give it a okay, and I'm just getting all the loose bits away. I'm going to take my embossing powder away from my heat gun, and sorry about the noise, but we are going to heat this. So we're going to put it on level 2. I'm just going to warm it up a little here. Okay, and then we're going to watch it melt. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera. You don't want to do it too long because it'll lose the shine if you go too long. Okay, we're almost done. Sorry about the noise. One more. And then you just want to make sure that you got all the bits. And that looks good. And there we go. All right, so you guys can see how shiny it is. And this in of itself would be really pretty. So I think I missed a bit right there. Let me just grab this here. Missed a bit there, I missed a bit there. There we go. That's better. All right. Okay, so isn't this pretty? But we're not done. So what we're going to do, and this part can be a little bit messy, so you do want to have a wet wipe or something around. I'm taking copper clay, and we're just going to drag it right across here, okay? And you do want to have a paper towel handy for after to wipe away. So this is called Emboss Resist. Okay, so you want to, and what we're doing is we're bringing the colors from underneath. Let me just find something to hold this. This is gonna probably work, but nope. All right, I'm gonna get dirty fingers. Here we go. So I'm just dragging it, and you can go as light and as dark as you want. This does use a lot of ink, so you're going to want to make sure you got some reinkers on order if you're going to do this technique very often. Okay, isn't that pretty? So we have made our own DSP. Okay, now everywhere where we have the clear embossing powder, look at your fingers. Okay, so you're going to, when you get to the rest of your card with Very Vanilla, you're going to have to be cognizant of where you're touching. So let me just see if I get some of this off. Okay, and then you want to take a piece of paper towel, and everywhere where we have the color coming out, you want to rub, because you've got copper clay on there that would get onto your fingers. Okay, so just give it a wipe off. Give it a wipe off. All right, pretty. Okay, cleaning my hands again quickly. So that is our background. You can see I did it quite a bit quite a bit darker. It will dry too. So when it dries, it'll be a little bit of a different color. But you can put as much ink or as little ink on as you want. All right, so while we're messy, let's put that up to the side to dry, and let's grab some scrap paper, okay? And we're gonna grab our soft pastels and some other pieces from my desk. Okay, so I'm gonna grab these guys, and I just have a cotton wool bud. Okay, I am going to grab my Versamark again. So this right now, okay, I am doing this maple leaf for the front. So we're gonna take our Versamark and ink up. I've done this technique a couple of times on my last few lives, so I'm gonna go quickly through it. And if you want more detail, it's okay that it's pink, but I should have cleaned my stamp better. All I'm gonna do is take my cotton wool bud, and I'm gonna pick up some chalk, okay? And I'm just gonna run it over. You guys can't see that very well. There we go. We're getting a little bit more on the cotton wool. Okay, now you can go as dark or as light as you wish. with these chalks. So if you want it darker, then just keep on applying. I'm doing this really quickly just because you guys don't want to sit here for half an hour, 40 minutes watching me make a card. Okay. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm mixing the yellows and the reds to make an orange. Oops. Okay, and then what we would do is clean our fingers again because we're going to have chalk everywhere. And then we are going to take our copper clay and we are going to stamp the stem. Now you'll see that we're going to die cut this, and the die actually cuts the stem off, but we wanted the, hopefully I can't get my head over it. Hopefully that's somewhat straight. That's okay. So we want, this will cut off the stem, but I wanted the variegated leaves on here. Okay. So I'm going to stamp it, go over to the cut emboss machine, and here's the magic of video. I have it cut already. I also cut out one of these little guys out of copper clay because I did want the stem hanging out the bottom, okay? But I didn't like the look of this on the top. So I wanted the ink and this on the bottom. So all we're gonna do, so I'm actually gonna turn this over because it's really messy. We're just going to put some ink, some glue on here. Okay guys, we are just about ready to assemble our card. So we did quite a few different techniques here. We did emboss resist, we did the Joseph's coat, we did some chalks. So hopefully, oh, you know what I almost forgot? I wanted to add some copper clay around the edges. Okay, so I just have a dauber here. I have enough ink, hopefully, on my dauber to do the entire leaf without re-inking. You don't need a lot. I'm just flicking the sides. There we go. Okay, now we can glue this guy down. So really, all I care is that I have the center line on here. If I had any of these guys hanging off, all I would do is just lift up with my scissors and cut it off, okay? But this one, well, let me do this one down here because that one will bother me. It's hanging over a little, so I just stick my scissors in and cut it off. Okay, and then we have our leaf ready. All right, so let's get doing the rest of our card. You can see how it's drying. It's going to a different color. So we're just going to glue this right onto here. Okay, this is 4 by 5 1/4 of Very Vanilla. So let's just stick this down. You can use whatever adhesive you'd like. I can never get anything straight, so I like liquid glue because it helps me to have a little bit of time to wiggle. Okay. So I'm just going to put, because of the heat embossing, my paper decurl a little bit, so I'm just going to make sure I have some extra glue, not that much. So for those of you that don't stamp with me normally, that are new to me, I am a messy gluer. Glue and I do not get along well. Okay, I'm looking for my ribbon. You guys should see my desk. Oh, here it is. Seriously, it looks like a tornado has gone off. I'm in full-on prep for 3 big events, so I have had a tornado go through my stamp studio. All right, we're just going to stick that around here. Stick that there and cut it off. Now, I have done this previous to the video. I took a piece of our, I'm getting very low. I took our piece of our ribbon. This comes in a combo with the suite. Again, it's on back order, but it will be coming back soon, I think. And all I did was take my scissors. Here, I'll do it on this side. Okay, it frays beautifully. And I just picked up a piece like that and just pulled. Okay, and I just kept doing that until I got as much fraying along the sides as I wanted. So we are ready to assemble. So I have this cut out of vellum. With vellum, you'll be able to see your adhesive, right? So we have to be careful where we put our adhesive. So here, I know I'm putting this right across here. So I can put adhesive right here to stick my vellum down. So I'm just going to put some seal right on top of the copper ribbon and all over my fingers. And then I'm just going to stick this. Okay, so I'm just putting it in the center here. So you can see how you can see it. So if you didn't have something covering it, it would look kind of yucky. And then this is going to go right over here. So I'm just going to put some more seal right on top of here. And I'm going to stick my ribbon just like that. Okay, so now I know I'm going to put this here. And I know I'm going to put my leaf here. So I can put more adhesive underneath where this leaf is going to go. So I can come back and just stick some adhesive right in here. And that's going to hold my vellum down nice. Okay, I won't have to worry about it going anywhere. And then I'm just going to make sure that I get all my goobers away. That I'm just going to plop this down right here. Okay, I'm just going to use regular glue. Don't put too much on because it'll squish out and make a mess of the front of your card. Okay, you don't want it hanging over too far because then it won't fit into an envelope. But there, I'm hiding my adhesive. Okay, and then we're just going to grab some dimensionals, which might be easier said than done. Here we go, brand new pack. And I've already pre-stamped it. I did it in pumpkin pie. Just because I knew this video was going to be a little bit long with all of the different techniques that we were doing. So I did the pre-stamping beforehand. And I'm just going to stick this right here. Just like that. All right. And then we can... The front of our card is done. Isn't it pretty? I love that technique. I've never done it with a copper clay or a brown before. I've always only done it with black and night and navy. But it's really pretty. Okay, inside of the card, I'm going to keep really simple. I am going to find my pumpkin pie ink. Okay, and I got glue on my desk. I'm just going to stamp. I'm not even going to put a sentiment on the inside. I'm just leaving room to write. Okay, so I've inked up in pumpkin pie. And I'm going to bring in my copper clay and my dauber. And I'm just going to add a little bit of copper clay around the outside. I'm going to daub off. I don't want to bring pumpkin pie into my copper clay, although it's probably not a big deal for me to do it because it's so much lighter. Okay, so I just daubed a little bit of copper clay there. We'll close that, although I don't know why I closed it because I need it again. And I'll just stick my cute. See, it just gave you a couple of different tones. And one more stamp and then we are done. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you okay, let me concentrate. Can't do two things at once. See, there we go. I hope you hop down to the next video in line and that you have enjoyed this video. So all we do is attach that onto the inside. And then if you wanted to add some bling, you could. So let's bring in some of these guys. Okay. These are part of the suite as well. They're beautiful embellishments. Where do I want to stick it? Right there. All right. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this card. Again, thank you so much for joining me. And make sure that you hop on and watch the other videos from the Global Video Hub. All right. Talk later. We'll see you next month. Bye for now.